Good morning, children. Today in this class we will study about laboratory thermometer, its construction and precautions, and at last conversion of temperature from degree centigrade to degree Fahrenheit and vice versa. So first we will start with laboratory thermometer. Its construction is just like construction of clinical thermometer. Only one difference is that is of king. In laboratory thermometer there is no king. So laboratory thermometer consists of a long, thin, uniform glass tube which is sealed at one end, and at the other end there is a bulb filled with liquid. A shining thread of mercury can be seen from outside the thermometer. As the temperature rises, the mercury in the bulb expands and rises in the stem of the thermometer. The stem is marked in degree centigrade and in degree Fahrenheit. The height of the liquid in the stem gives the reading of the temperature. As we discussed in the last class, that clinical thermometer cannot be used for measuring temperature of boiling water or boiling milk, and it cannot be used for measuring any other object other than the human body. So, for measuring temperature of other objects, there are other thermometer, and one such thermometer is known as laboratory thermometer. Laboratory thermometer with various ranges are available in the market, but the most commonly used lab thermometer is having range minus 10 degree centigrade to 110 degree Celsius. While using laboratory thermometer, we have to take some precautions. Same precaution which we have to take while using clinical thermometer, we have to take those precautions while using laboratory thermometer also. Here some additional precautions are also there. I will discuss only those precautions. Okay. So for using laboratory thermometer, in addition to those precautions to be taken while reading a clinical thermometer, the lab thermometer should be kept upright and it should not be tilted. The bulb should be surrounded from all sides by the substances of which the measurement is to be taken, and at last the bulb should not touch the container. In your NCERT book, 2 activities are mentioned with laboratory thermometer. Let us see those activities one by one. First activity is to take temperature of a normal water. So for this we have to take some normal water in any container and dip the thermometer in water in such a way that bulb is immersed in water but does not touch the bottom or sides of the container, and the thermometer should be kept vertically. Soon the level of mercury will rise, and when the mercury thread becomes steady, we note the reading, and this will give the temperature of water at that time. Second activity, in this activity we have to take hot water and repeat previous activity. Again, when mercury thread becomes steady, we have to note the temperature and take out the thermometer out of the water. Here we will notice that as soon as the thermometer is taken out of water, the level of mercury starts to fall. This shows that the temperature must be read while the thermometer is in water. Can you guess, children, why does it happen? Actually, in clinical thermometer, there is a king, but in laboratory thermometer, there is no king. So, as the thermometer is taken out of hot water, temperature suddenly falls and mercury level also falls, as there is no arrangement in the lab thermometer to stop this fall of mercury level. So, while using laboratory thermometer, we have to take reading when it is inserted in the liquid or the body whose temperature is to be taken. The other thermometer is maximum minimum thermometer. This thermometer is used to take the maximum and minimum temperature of the previous day reported in the weather reports. As mercury is a toxic substance and it is very difficult to dispose of if a thermometer breaks. Therefore, these days a digital thermometer are in use which do not use mercury. Next, we will see the formula for conversion of temperature. Here you can see, children, in this formula C minus 0 divided by 100 minus 0. And right side it is F minus 32 divided by 212 minus 32. Here for degree Celsius, the 100 is the upper fixed point and 0 is the lower fixed point. Similarly, for Fahrenheit scale, 32 is the lower fixed point and 212 is the upper fixed point. So in denominator we take the upper fixed point minus lower fixed point, and in the numerator we take that unit Celsius minus the lower fixed point. Okay. So this becomes C divided by 100 equal to F minus 32 divided by 180. 100 and 180 can be cancelled and ultimately this formula becomes C by 5 equal to F minus 32 by 9. Next is to convert 37 degrees Celsius into degree Fahrenheit. Here either you can use the formula C by 5 equal to F minus 32 by 9, or you can use the formula C equal to 5 by 9 multiplied by F minus 32, or F equal to 9 by 5C plus 32. So for this question we will use the formula F equal to 9 by 5C plus 32. So in place of C we will put 37 degrees Celsius, which is to be changed into Fahrenheit, plus 32. And after solving we will get 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. As earlier we have seen, the normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius in centigrade, and in Fahrenheit it is 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. So we have seen here when we convert 37 degrees Celsius, it is coming equal to 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Next is to convert 94 degree Fahrenheit into degree Celsius. So for making this change we will use the formula C equal to 5 by 9 multiplied by F minus 32. Again in this formula, in place of F we will put 94 and we will solve it. Here we are getting 34.4 degree Celsius. Next is at what temperature are the readings on the Celsius scale and the Fahrenheit scale the same? For this, here I am using C by 5 equal to F minus 32 by 9. It is up to you, any you can use. Okay, whichever you feel easier you can use. So here we assume that X is the common temperature. So in place of F and C we have to put X. So this formula becomes X by 5 equal to X minus 32 by 9. When we solve it here, you can see it is coming minus 40 degree. So minus 40 is the temperature at which the reading on both the scales are the same. Okay, thank you children.